Yes.
Hey, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
What's going on, brother?
Robbie.
Take a seat.
What's up, buddy?
Hello.
How are you?
How you doing, man?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
I was doubting that Tom was a friend of yours, but apparently so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we saw the smile.
I was like, no, I didn't say that. I'm friends with Don Zombie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Donnie.
that's the guy. He just lives
The look of
down the road.
disappointment on his face when I walked in.
Oh, that guy. Oh.
The only two people I play Words of Friends with are sitting in front of me right now. It's little Jimmy and Rob.
Oh, really?
And I haven't beaten either of you ever.
And you haven't. Mine actually says I'm supposed to remind you because you haven't played in like 15 days or something.
I was
slacking off there, Tom.
Hey, look at his phone.
I don't want to admit to
6
the
days, Tom.
Just a spiky case.
We were just talking
Here,
about...
Yeah.
You just have to play. Just accept the
Just
defeat
accept
that's
I'm going
coming.
to lose.
Yeah.
I always lock up when I'm down to one letter and I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah, I hate that codependent reminder thing.
try
Tap
to-
someone and remind them. No, they should fucking know. It's their turn.
Just play the U and get it over with. Tom. I might have the Q, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
That's the fucking worst.
I'm so terrible at spelling. I can't like play that or Scrabble or anything.
Yeah.
I sit there going like, I'm the guy that just sits and goes, and I'm looking at the letters and they just, I have no clue what could
Well,
be
the great
made with
thing
it.
is you just go, clonk. Didn't know that was a word.
I know.
65 points.
Oh, you could put shit down and then it'll tell you like, that's a word.
That's why. Yeah, any idiot can play.
That's the most frustrating part. Jimmy had that recently where he had some 75-point word. I'm like,
Whatever it
he
was,
does not know this is a word.
I lucked up on it, and it used to be where you have to look at the Scrabble dictionary, and then you get one turn, and if not, then you lost your turn.
Yeah.
Now you could just go 40 times in a row, and whatever sticks,
Like,
sticks.
Jimmy doesn't know that fish knocker is a word.
Yeah.
How about when something is a word? You're like Zen. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's some Z word like Zen that doesn't
Right,
work.
exactly.
Zod. How many people from
Fuck,
Superman
man.
2 have tried Zod? No good. But fucking ZA is a word. QI. There's these.
ZA, yeah.
Quone.
What's that?
Quone means to quone.
Yeah, Kramer tried that one. It didn't work.
Right. Thank God someone gets my Seinfeld reference. Rob knows. Means to quone.
But it's funny when,
Someone, yeah.
when Alec Baldwin got in trouble on the plane and then they said he was being difficult because he was playing Words with Friends. I'm just thinking, well, he probably had a great word. Like I get
Why he didn't want to
would-
shut his fucking
Yes!
phone off. Yeah, yeah.
I understand. The fucking mania. Losing an online game is humiliating.
It's funny when you're playing and you go back and forth like, I hit a word, you hit a word, and you're like in real time doing it, and all of a sudden they disappear for a day. You're like, what is he doing? What happened to Jimmy?
Do you play Scramble? Anybody play Scramble?
No, what's
Where
that?
It's like a word search, but you have to drag your finger over the.
yeah.
Oh my
That's a
god,
good
it's
one.
fucking nerve wracking. You need at least 2 minutes. That's a great game to play while you're shitting because you can't stop because it's a 2-minute clock. So you just drop a deuce and play Scramble. Try to time it out.
Never heard of it.
Sounds great, Jimmy.
It's like Words with Friends. It's the same. It's Words with Scramble.
I've noticed with the advent of the smartphone, a lot more time spent on the ball. Unnecessarily.
I know.
Unnecessarily. You stand up off the ball, you look like that newborn fawn. Your legs are just
Imagine how
shaky and
filthy
numb.
everyone's phones are. There.
It's
I know,
yes.
exactly.
fecal matter over
It's
everyone's
true.
phone.
It's got to be. That is a terrible thing. But nothing could be worse than the motel room remote anyway. So fuck it.
Right, exactly. If your immune system can handle that.
You can handle anything.
And yeah, I'm not a germaphobe, so I really don't care. But I've used the remote while I was eating in a hotel room, and you just think like, got my hands on it, got my hands on the burger. It's just, I figure it builds up some kind of fucking immunity to something.
It's good for you in the end.
Yeah, it's good.
I guess
for
it makes you a little bit healthier, it strengthens you, but
I don't know.
who cares?
Good germs.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you
yes.
doing, Robbie? Why'd you come in? to
Yeah.
town? Why'd you come off the
I
mountains?
am pushing the movie, pushing the
Oh.
record, just pushing stuff all over people.
When's Lords of Salem open?
Friday. What is today?
Today's about
Tuesday.
Tuesday on the 19th. Is the 19th Friday? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
Soon, finally, get it out of my life.
How far into a movie opening do you know, like, if it's going to be a great weekend? Like, do you get, like, counts, like, the first couple of hours, or do you obsess about that, or wait the next day?
They kind of do, but I don't. I don't really pay attention that much anymore because I was doing that on Halloween when that came out, and I remember getting the counts. They're like, well, the 11 a.m. screening doesn't look good on Friday. Like the movie had been out like 15 minutes.
Holy shit.
And then it was great. And they're like, oh my, we're adding extra screenings at midnight because they're selling out. But it was like,
Right.
well, why do you start the day with like, you know,
Yeah,
a 10 a.m. screening and Boise didn't really do well? You know, it's like, I don't even want to know.
Not a lot of people getting their coffee and going to Halloween.
I just, like, I don't.
You don't have an early morning
I'm
crowd.
done worrying about things I can't control.
Right.
It is what it is.
How much you collect stuff? We had Kirk Hammett in, and he has a book out of like all this great like horror film.
Yeah, he has a lot of stuff.
Do you have a lot of stuff like that too? Like, do you collect the originals, or you don't care?
I had a lot of stuff for a while, but then I stopped collecting it, and I just gave up.
Why did it become too overwhelming?
It's just one day I was just like, I just don't want all this crap.
Yeah.
I can now look at someone else's stuff and go, oh, that's cool, without feeling like now I must own all that also,
Right.
which is like how I used to feel like, and now I must have it. You know, now I don't feel that way.
But you still have a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I still have the stuff that I had. I've been trying to liquidate it, but
You should, when your friends visit you, that you should send them out with something.
I was sort of doing that for a while, actually, because I had, like, Kirk collected so many movie posters that I was giving them away at everything, and they were very,
Well, that's weird.
expensive ones, but
That's weird.
that you never
You
got
give away
one?
a lot of stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Do you have it?
Well, they probably knew you'd have nowhere to put it. I mean, you're not going to hang a movie poster in your living room.
Over my daughter's bed.
I knew the day I was like I would frame them, but then I had so many they were just on huge rolls, and
Right.
they were all like really expensive. And I'd be going through them. Like, I don't remember buying this. I don't remember
Oh,
buying
shit.
this. I
Where'd
don't
this
remember- why
come
did I
from?
buy
Yeah.
this twice? Oh my god! I was like, this is
man.
done.
Wow.
Done.
What's the one piece you can't let go of? Is there any that you're like, I love this one too much to let it go?
No, I mean I have some that if I have a bunch of Lon Chaney ones from the silent movie posters that some of them are the only existing copy, or maybe there's one other one that exists. Like really stuff
wow.
like that. Those are pretty cool. But
Hell
Do you
yeah.
display all your stuff?
I'm actually having shelves built, like to put them up, because I have no place to put all this stuff.
Right.
And I want to get it all displayed nice. So there's no reason for it to just sit in the closet.
well, that's the thing. Yeah, it becomes like an endless like. I'm going to move these boxes to this storage space now. And one day when I display it all, and that day never comes.
Yes. You think you're going to open a
It just
museum?
goes to another basement that will eventually flood, and you go, all gone.
Garbage now.
Because that happened to me once. I had like every vinyl and the poster that went,
shit.
so much stuff, and the basement flooded. And it was almost kind of a good feeling. Like
a
well,
relief.
Oh, that crap's gone.
I
Done.
don't need that shit anymore.
Yeah, it feels irreplaceable, and some of it is, but it's like, what am I going to... It's just the idea of possessing it is much more important than actually showing the stuff off, and it becomes this creepy obsession that
Yeah,
there's
once
no
you lose
end
the
game.
obsession,
Right.
you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
It almost gives me anxiety to think of having all that crap now.
Did you see that tweet the other day that someone said that I should go on tour with you and come out on stage before you start?
That would be good.
Yeah, I saw that tweet to me, do you mean?
What's that?
Comedian stand-up at rock shows always goes over really well.
No, I was thinking maybe do something different. Maybe, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. Maybe dance.
Dance. How about just walk slowly down some stairs while other girls dance around you?
That'd be
I've
nice.
seen you do that. It works.
Yeah.
For my new comedy special, Rob and I wanted to do like everybody's like anti-show business, and they just show up like a T-shirt and they don't really care.
Yeah.
And we're like, we should celebrate that we're in show business. Let's make this special at the beginning of it.
Make a show.
Really great.
Like a Busby Berkeley beginning entrance.
So, yeah, we actually have showgirls come out.
Yeah.
And they're like dancing this really cool song, and then this thing in the middle enters, and I come down, and all these beautiful girls come down with me.
Yeah, for real.
It's
pretty
awesome.
funny.
It really came out great.
Would roll.
That hasn't been done.
It's
in
so
a
funny
while.
because as a comedian, then you have like this huge opening, and then it's like, hey, so
Yes.
my wife's crazy, right? Hey,
Yeah. There's a new pope, huh?
You guys
You hear
gotta
about
wait in
that?
line at the airport as much as I do. Isn't that weird?
Rock is so much more built for a grand entrance.
Yeah.
Because with comedy, it's like the opening joke better fucking hit. 'Cause if it's a
Oh,
five,
man.
it's really
Right.
humiliating.
Exactly.
Kind of a letdown.
Yeah. And then you see people going like, oh. That's not funny, is it?
They're all standing up, and you're like, fuck, the West Side Highway, huh? Boom. Gives a shit.
Maybe it's one of those nights where Chris Rock shows up and doesn't tell anybody he's going to be here.
When are you airing? You're airing in what, July?
Yeah, July.
I'm trying to find, I have it on my phone somewhere.
Yeah.
Not that that works for radio, but
No, we
Yeah,
love to
we
see
don't
it.
care.
See it.
We got to
Show
see the entrance.
fellas.
60% of the stuff we do is not radio friendly.
Right.
We do a lot of visual stuff here.
Yeah, and 80% of the audio shit is not radio. Garbage.
It's great because Rob has
That was just a rehearsal.
Rob will just be like, when we're doing it, Rob's like, so then we're going to have, it's going to look like the Gong Show in Sonny and Cher, and then we're going to have showgirls come out, and then Tom's going to come flying out of the center.
But you hear that? Oh, shit. It's got that cool sound like the old
projector.
Right.
And then all the production people are like, yeah, okay. Rob's like staring at me, like, no, that's what we're doing.
And then first the giant silhouette appears of you.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
It's
Pretty
got
full of yourself there, Tom.
Right, exactly.
it's a real show, like showgirl set. It looks like a Vegas set.
Yeah,
and
no, it's huge.
And it's really, really well lit. It looks like a Vegas set.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's funny, like we were just saying off air, doing the special was a little taste of, no, let's be like a star. Let's make this thing badass and big and which comes naturally to Rob. Because, we were saying how rock stars, like a rock star, well, you don't have like an option in your closet of like a polo shirt when you walk out. You have all badass rock star clothes, even when you're in your most casual. But for a comedian to like go that full bore, it was like, oh, is this okay? Am I allowed to walk down
Purple
steps
velvet
like this?
too much?
Right.
Yeah. It's very out of context.
Yeah.
I love the sound of that fucking old time.
It's a great
camera,
sound.
and
Tiny.
it looks like an old time camera. Like I don't know how you get those little.
Well, you know what he
that
did?
jump.
This is why Rob is great to work with. I'm like, let's do an opening of getting to the special where we're walking through the city streets, and it looks kind of 70s retro. We'll dress like that.
It's like the French Connection or something.
Yeah.
Like Popeye Doyle going to.
Nice and dirty,
we
right?
show up to do it, and Rob's like takes out this phone. He's like, all right, let's go. I'm like, what do you mean, let's go? Where's the crew? Where's the makeup?
That's
Where's
not the part where he was thinking, oh, it's great. That's where he's going like, Cynthia was right.
He filmed it all off an app on the iPhone.
Holy
just walking
shit.
through the city, and he's like, okay, now come this way. And that whole thing you just saw was all done from the iPhone.
No kidding.
That looks fucking. Who's
What app is it?
It looks like Mean Streets.
This is the intro.
It's like 16 millimeter, 8 millimeter.
Oh, William Stevenson. Okay, that's how I knew.
Those effects.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I got that
And we
one.
had no permits. We were filming, walking around. We were in the elevator, and the guy got in the elevator, like,
I told him to move.
Buddy, could you move?
Yeah, can you get out of the way?
Get out of the shot.
You're in the shot. What are you doing?
What do you do for audio though? Like that's the only problem with those is the
It was-
audio, or are you mic'd or is it silent?
It was silent.
Oh, okay.
It was all
Well,
the
like,
music.
we didn't use it to shoot the actual special.
Right.
I mean, that's...
Right.
Now that would be silly.
And then Rob was standing up in the middle of the auditorium. Just keep going.
No crowd. That was pretty funny, Tom.
Take it again.
How many
You're right, your parents are stupid. They don't understand Facebook.
Did you use smoke? I shot in Boston and we couldn't use smoke, and I was panicked about it until Louis told me, like, I never use smoke, but I was convinced you had to use it before the show. Or did you use it or no?
Smoke?
Oh,
We did on the first one.
like for the light for the.
Oh,
light
you don't
effect.
have to. We didn't on this one because we wanted to make it look like a TV show, but we did on the first one. Not so for the lights, but more so that it would look like the audience was smoking.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like we had the smoke in the crowd, so that because Tom wanted to look like like Richard Pryor Sunset Strip concert or something.
Okay.
So we tried to make it look like everybody was smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, but you didn't use it for this, so it's encouraging to hear that it's not as
yours looks great
critical.
without the smoke.
I love how it looks, but
too.
I was panicky about it because Boston has all these weird fire code regulations now.
Right.
Yeah, New York does too. Using foggers in New York is tough.
Yeah.
They won't use them.
They won't let you
Yeah.
shut the because you got to shut the smoke alarms off. And I guess after that Great White Fire, everybody fucking panicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are you going on tour again?
June.
June?
June.
Is it a big outdoor show?
Yeah, it's
Summer
the
show?
Mayhem Festival, headlining that.
Oh,
June
cool.
29th is the first show.
Is it going to be so it'll be the big show?
The big shoe.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the really big shoe.
Did you?
I saw Rob at what was it, Roseland when you were here, or Bowery?
Hammerstein.
Oh, Hammerstein.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was the little shoe.
And it was a little show, and he was backstage. It was like it's kind of a smaller set.
That was a
and he's
nightmare.
like, we can't. I have this new thing that we drive around on stage.
It won't fit through the door.
Drive
Half
around.
the show was in the truck. That was a
Yeah.
drag.
He was all pissed off 'cause
shit.
his show is so huge, like with monsters and this giant. And he's like, "We got this great thing that we drive around. What is it like a?"
It looks like a giant tank.
He literally drives it around on stage.
Well, the funny thing was, they're like, well, I'm like, how come we can't get on stage? They're like, we have to load it through the front. So once the crowd's in, there's no way to access the stage.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wow.
He was
Good
so pissed
planning.
off.
Yeah, that was
Jim Florentine was backstage. Like, I want to see it.
Come on, man, just do it. What's the problem?
Who cares?
Yeah, there's no pyro in New York.
But that's going to be good. I can't wait to see the big show.
That's the part about being a rock star that's hard. Is like there's so much to this. Like being a comic, you just fucking walk out, and all you need is the mic working.
Right.
But these guys have
It's
so
great
many...
to be able to come up with ideas and make them reality, you know? It's like, I want a big tank, I want to drive it around, fuck it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's also great to just walk on stage with a microphone and pick up a check.
That's pretty great too. It'd be nice if it was
Oh, it's just me and my suitcase. See you guys later.
although a Jim Norton check and a Rob Zombie check are not the same check. But it is easier. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about like necessarily your voice. There's a lot of shit things have to put up with this kind of.
Yeah.
And New York's a rough place to work too because the unions and the stages. It's much harder to get stuff done here.
New York? Oh, yeah, New York is the toughest, actually. It's really difficult.
Yeah, you know what's difficult? Having your family come see you perform at a place called Bananas.
Bananas. Bananas.
Bananas.
It's always got to be some cute, funny name. You know?
That's like every comedian on a talk show. Like, and where are you? Yeah, they always seem like they're embarrassed to say,
Yeah.
I'll be at the Chuckle Hut. I didn't want to say the name.
It's never a great name either.
No.
I'm performing at Laugh Until You Jizz. Brand new club.
I hear they treat you real good. They let you eat off the whole menu.
Are you not? Are you done with? You and Manson are not touring anymore, right? That's
No, that tour ended, yeah.
Okay. Was it really bad, or is that like all blown out by like the
That was
websites?
fine. It was like one weird moment. It was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like people grab that and they make it look like that's the way the entire tour and the entire situation is.
They like a story.
Yeah.
They like a drama.
So who else is on Mayhem? You headline the whole thing? This is one of those like all day long things?
Yeah, one of those all day things. So I don't know. Five Finger Death Punch is on.
I like those guys a lot, man. I didn't know their
Machine
first two
Head.
records, but this third album, American Capitalist, is fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah.
They're really heavy, yeah.
It's like 1,000 bands.
Nice.
Literally.
1,000 bands.
1,000
Do you
bands.
care who you're on after ever? Are you ever concerned about following somebody?
No. Can't worry about it.
Do you worry about what they do, or do you have what you'll allow them to do stage-wise before? Like you don't want pyrotechnics or anything that kind of resembles your show?
That really hasn't been a problem. I mean, for the most part, and we don't.
Nobody does that.
Yeah, true.
No, we don't try to limit what anyone else can do. It's pretty lame.
Because I remember I went to, it was years ago, 20 years ago, in Woodstock 94, they had comedy on the side stage. It was fucking horrendous. I mean, we just bombed in front of people
First of all,
in the
they
mud.
probably can't hear you.
They did, unfortunately. It was, believe me, they heard it. Wasn't the situation.
They heard
Yeah.
every word.
They heard it and they rejected it.
Trying to help you out there,
It
Jimmy.
was on these side stages, but on the main stage, the headliner was Aerosmith, and before it was Metallica in '94. And I'm like, why the fuck would you want to go on after Metallica? Like, what is Aerosmith doing?
Right.
And I guess they were the bigger name,
Right.
but it seemed like a rough go.
They want to be big.
Yeah, something like they went on after Kiss. I saw them in 2002, and I was like, why would you follow Kiss?
It's just ego shit, obviously.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was at the Woodstock 99 and I was on the stage, like on the side of the main stage, you know, bringing up bands and doing stuff like that. And everyone was like, and here's James Brown, and everyone would kind of hang out and high five him on his way. And then when Metallica came, it was like, everybody off the stage. And it was just like an army. They just kicked everybody out. I don't care. No one has a credential to stay up here.
Shit.
And they just blew everybody out. And it was just like nothing but business.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's
the way it goes. No.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
I got booted to it, and it was at fucking was it Bonnaroo? When they had headline Bonnaroo a few years ago, we were all on the stage, and they're like, "Nope, Metallica has everybody cleared off."
Yeah.
And then you harumph on the way out.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you got to do that though, because you get people standing around and you go, "Please move," and they're like, and you're like, "Please move," because that thing you're standing in front of is about to explode. You know,
Right.
that's
Just cock.
fire shoots out of that thing that you're sitting on. So you might want to back up.
Have you ever almost been burned? I mean, you know, fucking Gene Simmons obviously has been. Hetfield got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened. It sucks.
Wrong place.
But, you know, it gets better as the years go on.
Was it your fault, or was it a technical glitch on their part?
It was their fault.
Okay.
The thing I'm more worried about is sometimes you have the fire that's shooting up, but I thought we were going to light our drummer on fire many times because, especially outdoors, it's going up, and then the wind suddenly hits it. Suddenly it's going this way, and he's like, ducking, trying not to be on fire.
Still playing though.
Isn't it ever nice just to do a small show where you don't have to worry about the stage show, like where you just do a fucking plain gig and you don't have to worry there's no setup, or do you don't like doing that?
I hate doing that.
Oh, you do?
I'm not trying to get more intimate, as some people say.
Right.
I want to be less intimate.
You do?
Yeah.
Less connected to them?
Yeah.
I love the last show I saw when you yelled at everybody about their phones, because he comes out and everybody has their phones
right,
out,
yeah.
and he just rips into them. It's just really hey, you're my fans, but it's just like, you fucking morons, put your phones down and enjoy the concert.
Well, it's funny for a long time because everyone's like, he's not talking to me. He doesn't mean me. It's getting embarrassing.
But it was great because then it worked, and all of a sudden the phones were gone. Nobody was really holding up phones. It was like, and then it became like a party.
Yeah, it's really funny how you can feel it. Because nobody will jump around and no one will have fun because they're so busy filming this horrible video that they're never going to want to watch.
Right.
That they can put on YouTube and get 6 views of. But but when they stop and they go, oh, fuck, this is actually happening live. I can have fun.
Right.
It is weird. Like,
so much better.
So you find that they experience the live show less and your audience reaction is deadened by them all holding their phones.
Yeah.
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Totally. Because they're not paying attention. I mean, they're staring at this.
Right.
And so you're looking down and no one's actually
Yeah, they're
looking
making
at
a video. They're not enjoying the show they're at. It's
and
crazy.
then texting their friend.
Yeah, it's really weird.
5 years from now, it'll be Google Glasses, though. Like, this is just a temporary thing while people get used to capturing everything.
Right.
We'll be used to it sooner or later, and then you look out and everybody will have these fucking 3D glasses. Taping it.
Streaming like where you bought your shoes across the glasses. Hey, those are from Zappos.
Hey, when is your CD coming out?
Those shoes.
When is your CD out?
23rd. So that's like next Tuesday.
What's it called?
Yeah, next Tuesday.
Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor.
Venomous Rat
Regeneration Vendor.
You know, I came up with that title, didn't realize. I think that was a Neil Young record.
His acoustic. His acoustic.
Yeah, one of the slower albums.
When he was rockabilly.
And all of the real fans have probably pre-ordered it.
I hope so.
Yeah, for sure.
Push those 3 copies out the door.
The guy that has the zombie tattoo
He has a Rob
pre-order.
Zombie tattoo and he won't pre-order.
I'm going to buy it when it comes out.
I know, but the pre-order makes the artist see how many people are buying his stuff.
Yeah.
Then I'll pre-order.
I wouldn't have checked, so it doesn't matter. You could have bought it.
All right, yeah, I know, but
Sam, you got
I thought it was one less than it should have been. Now I know why.
Sam, you got a question?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
why don't you go to a
Sam.
microphone?
Do you know
Sam's
Sam?
a big fan.
Yes, from last time.
See?
I'm glad that you really have made no impact on Rob and his name
I
is
remember.
tattooed on
He's
you.
a massive fan.
I remember.
I thought it was interesting. A minute ago, you said you were kind
Why
of.
wouldn't you stand here, Sam?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Short mic over there by his
Ask your
camera.
Making your idol turn around. What's the matter with you?
that you were done with the Lords of Salem? You wanted it out of your life.
Yeah.
How long do you?
Just joking, but.
Don't
answer the question.
Sam. Oh, Sam. Oh, boo, Sam.
But you move on from project to project. Like, do you really get sick of things?
No, I don't get sick of it.
Dumb questions.
It's just like it's like anything else, you know. I mean, the movie has been done for a while. It's coming out, so I've seen it a million times. I've worked on it thousands of hours, but you forget no one else has seen it. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's kind of weird.
You want it off your plate.
And you're now
Move on
worrying
to the
about
next thing, right?
stuff for the tour. You know,
Yeah.
you're on to the next thing that's happening. That you really is on your that's on your plate that you have to deal with.
So do you have to worry about marketing it and all that, or do you leave that to other people?
Well, you know, that's kind of why I'm here, I guess.
Exactly, Sam. 0 for 2. So, Rob, why do you refuse to do promotion while you're here?
Those were bad questions.
They're terrible questions. Rob is uncomfortable.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. What was the question?
Exactly.
Hey, I want to know? Do you ever like want to? Because you know you're zombie. Do you ever like want to like write like a ballad, or is there anything you ever wrote? You're like, fuck, I would love to do that, but it just doesn't fit any album I put out.
I mean, I like all kinds of music, but I know it doesn't fit, and there's nothing. I hate when. I don't hate when but it always seems a little embarrassing sometimes when someone wants to like, oh, this is the other side of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check this out, and you're like, really?
Not many bands have
Side of
avoided
you
that.
sucks.
Yeah, the other side is a douche.
It's like that Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines thing.
Oh,
really?
right.
You were sort of like a Prince guy on the inside.
Yeah, what the fuck? That was the
Didn't
weirdest
like
one
shoes
ever.
and whatever he's doing.
What was he doing?
That was bizarre.
That was really bizarre.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Metallica
No one
got a lot of
knows.
flack when they did a couple of the, it's amazing how many like real Metallica fans hate the Black Album. It's like-
I love the Black
I do
Album.
too. I think
My
it's fucking
God.
great. But
I remember when that came out, I was down by CBGB's. I don't remember who was playing. And there was somebody had the record. It just came out there, and he was like smashing it in the street. And I was like,
What the
really?
fuck?
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's a little extreme.
what got you, Sandman, or nothing else matters? Like, what the fuck got that reaction out of
Well, they
somebody?
got upset when they cut their hair. The fans lost their minds at first.
Yeah.
Right.
Just over them cutting their hair.
Well, I guess it just goes to show how fanatical their fans are. They're upset over everything.
Fair enough.
So I
No,
guess-
people don't like when a band changes because it makes us feel older. That's all it is. It's like if the band somehow matures, it's like,
Right.
oh, fuck, I'm not 22 anymore.
Well, yeah, you're stuck in that weird thing where they want you to stay the same. Like you that would be great, but you just don't have that ability to stay the same. It just doesn't work that way. You get older, things change, and also everybody remembers things differently. Like you can't come to a show and experience it like you're 15 and you just snuck out of the house again. It's
Right.
not my fault. It's a product of your life too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're 45 and have 5 kids. And you're not a 15-year-old anymore.
Yeah, he
that's-
sucks now. No,
Yeah.
no, you suck now.
Yeah.
Your life sucks now.
You try, but it's all perspective.
Do you change as an artist? Like, I mean, I know you do as an artist, but do you find that, like, I don't really want to do that song anymore because, like, I'm not.
Doesn't mean the same. Or,
Like, I don't know.
No, that never really. As long as the crowd's into it, I'm into it because I never really felt like, oh man, I was in this. Yeah, I always think it's a little like, oh man, I was in this mind space. Whatever. I'm just not there, bro. I'm not in that mind space. Can't go there. It seems like horseshit.
Right.
I think it is, and it's bad for the fans. It's like, yeah, I want to hear that.
Right.
Oh, you're never going to play that again? Oh, wow. It's not
Yeah,
about you,
I
fucko.
I think like Tom was saying at the beginning. I mean, there's a big element that it is show business, and I've always had the attitude that if you're going to play shows for free in your basement, then great. You don't have to play your hits. You don't have to do this. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But as soon as someone buys a ticket,
Yeah.
Right.
you
You're obligated.
committed to do it. You can't.
yeah.
You can't please everybody. You can't tailor make exactly what they want, but you have to make an effort to try to figure out what they do want.
Perish the thought you play Karma Police or Creep, you motherfuckers. Yeah, I get it.
Radiohead refuses to play
That's
Creep.
good.
Really?
That's
They haven't
good.
played Creep in
I
who
never
knows how
understood
long.
that. I know.
Yes.
The Steve Miller Band came to my school during his jazz phase.
Oh, no.
Wow, what a great time to see him.
So disappointed. Oh my God. It was a big.
Did he at least
FU to-
rework the hits?
Nothing.
It's what jazz
Nothing.
fucking number?
No, it was all this
man.
jazzy feel good stuff. I was like, what the hey? What
No
about-
Jungle Love, huh?
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I can get maybe that you thought that would be a good idea, but once it's not,
Yeah.
like there's songs that we never play, and somebody like in the band like, oh, we got to play this. Let's play. We'll play it one night, and halfway through the song, I'll just lean over, and we're never fucking playing this. Again. This is why we never played it in the first place. Done. Because as soon as the crowd start reacting, I mean,
Yeah.
it's exactly like being a comedian.
Yeah.
If the joke's not working, you're gonna keep doing it in your set forever because you like that joke. Even
Right.
if every night the
You're the
crowd is
only
just
one.
looking at you like you're an idiot. No, you go done.
Yeah. Sometimes you're like, this. I'm going to be stubborn and keep it until it works. And then other times, halfway out of your mouth, you're like, this will never be funny.
What was I thinking?
You want to perform to a sea of disappointment.
Yeah. But that's the same thing I'm jealous with singers about is the same thing that seems like it was hard. Like the fact that a musician can do a song for a long time and people still love it. And it's like, fuck, man, that must be great. But it also seems hard because then they want you to do that. So like Kiss has to do Rock and Roll All Night, which not that that's a terrible thing, but like what if they don't want to do it one night? They still got to do it.
Right.
And they got to make believe they're still way into it.
They have to feel as fresh doing it as
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
did. I could never do that
I
with
think
a
that's
joke.
pretty brilliant.
Then
to
again,
be
if I
able
had
to pull that
fucking
off.
chicks showing their tits, maybe I could do it.
It's really all about the crowd. I mean, I think that's why, like, going back to the cell phone thing, why when the crowd starts doing that, that really, like, as soon as the crowd's weird, I kind of don't feel like playing any of the songs. I
Wow,
just feel
yeah.
It feels like a weird thing. It feels like a chore. Like, But if they're into it, you can play a song for the 10,000th time and be like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
Do you ever break out a joke that's like, if you're in a special show or something and you break out a joke that you've done, years ago, and it just slaughters? And
Rob?
Like, why don't I do this?
Yeah, occasionally I'll do that, but it's like, usually it's one that once I tape it, I'm done with it. Like, you don't ever want to do it again, because then the crowd knows the fucking
punchline.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I usually don't retire jokes until I tape them. I milk them. Until it's on tape somewhere, then I'm fucking finished with it.
I wonder if the crowd minds, though. I know comedians always say that, but
I don't know.
Does the crowd actually care?
I
don't think they do.
did a show in San Jose recently, and then San Francisco shortly after that. And this one guy was like, I saw you in San Jose like a month ago, and now I'm here. And I was like,
Yes.
oh, did I show you some new stuff? And he was like, what do you mean? It's all funny. He didn't even have the concept of new stuff, old stuff. He was like, I had a great time at both.
Yeah, but those are the people that will sit there and go like, and they won't laugh a lot because they've seen it, because a joke catches you off guard. That's what a joke kind of does, and that's why you laugh at it. Catching you off guard is a big part of it.
I think certain comics can do it and certain ones can't, based on their act, the material, how they... Because Brian Regan, for some reason...
We all know the punchlines.
I've seen Brian Regan. I know some of the punchlines to some of his old stuff, and I still laugh my fucking ass off.
Yeah.
He's the only comic that people
odd.
request fucking bits. They'll scream him out the entire show, and he doesn't mind.
No, but there's stuff like that Jimmy does that I would want to see again for sure.
Occasionally, but if it was a whole hour of it, like, you know what I mean? Like the occasional joke you could throw in, or sure.
I think you could do it. I think that the crowd doesn't pay attention like you think they do.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times people go like, hey man, why didn't you fucking play such and such? I go, that we just did. That was the song they were just playing. Oh shit. That's when you realize no one's paying attention.
Yeah, they don't. It's a much bigger deal to us, I guess.
Well, that's what I used to care. Like, used to freak out, and someone would go like, how was the show? I was like, well, there was no guitar for the last 4 songs. I didn't even notice.
What?
Right.
Bass and drums, the only thing happening for the last 20 minutes of the show. I didn't even notice, did you?
People love
John Fye was picking his nose.
Cat joke. No one's going to go, hey, that's the thing from the other special.
Right.
No one's going to know.
I know. And the other thing is, we think everybody knows our stuff. It's pretty arrogant to think everyone in this crowd knows you so intimately and has seen you over and over.
Oh, they know I've done this before.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to recognize a joke I did in 2002 on my second CD. Like, oh, God, they're going to kill me after. Nobody gives a shit.
No.
My manager doesn't even recognize it. No, is that new? No, idiot. I'm talking about Schwarzenegger as the governor. How new could it be? Right before you walk out, like, what is going, like, are you putting yourself in any kind of are you like, hey, just make sure my coffee's ready, or are you getting yourself into a complete a vibe of some sort?
No, I'm just pretty much calm. Usually what I'm trying to do is, I always have that moment, I bet you guys have this, where you're like, I cannot remember the first line to the first song.
Oh, man.
And you're like, the music's going, like, okay, the song's going. I'm going to be coming in any minute.
Holy fuck.
When it's right, then somehow your brain remembers.
The second that music.
If I sit there and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I have no idea what the words of the song are.
It's a scary thing, and I'll go from bit to bit sometimes and not remember, and here's how you know I have no idea where I'm going. Fuck, man, you guys are good tonight. Oh, cockcutter, please.
Sip of water,
Sip of water, and then I just kind of go, I just slow myself down a little bit, and then I kind of figure out where I gotta go.
Because usually I'm coming out of, like, there's some doors that open into the drum riser or something, and I'm always, every night I go, I got to write the words down to the first song so I can read it. And of course, I forget to do that every night for the last 20 years. But it's still, like,
it's amazing how there's a part of your brain that just is working on it without you being in charge. Like, you're just like, I'll be in the middle of a joke sometimes and think, wait, I don't know where this is going, and then it just pops out of your mouth, and it's because there's a different part of your brain that's just, I got this. You think about your laundry.
Well, it's also, too, when you try to remember lyrics or you try to remember comedy bits, you think of the first word, like, okay, that's this and that's that. But usually in your brain, what takes you is the last word of one thought takes you into the first word of the next thought. It's not the first word to the first word.
Right, and you're trying to block out all the booing and silence.
Exactly. If I want to give a really boring...
disappointment.
Just the expectant faces, all thinking of refunds. I hate that when I see the cameras up, though, for comedy, because it's like they're going to put it online and then people are going to hear the joke. But again, like you said, it gets 6 views. It's like nobody really gives it. I act like all of YouTube wants to see Jim Norton's new bit. Where are you going?
That's not fucking Justin Bieber
I have
recording
an appointment
it.
right now. I have to step out for a couple minutes.
Oh, shit.
Who you got to talk to that's more important than your friend Rob Zombie?
another show.
It's a show business thing. But I'll be right back. Are you going to hang out, guys?
We have
our meeting.
We have our meeting in a few minutes.
Yeah, we got our meeting.
We got to end on time today.
Yeah, 8
Can
minutes
run
left,
through.
Tom. What are you doing?
You can wait 8 minutes. Your phone call's obviously at 10.
Oh, he's got a radio phoner.
A radio phone.
Yeah, but they probably 6 to 10 another morning. Just probably Pete Dominic. He's calling him down the hall. These guys suck.
Here he goes.
All right, buddy.
All right, Tom
You
Pop.
could do it on the air and do 2 shows at once.
Yeah, we've done that
Would be
before. You want to do
awesome.
that?
You don't want me
to.
I don't
Awesome.
feel like masturbating in front of you.
Yeah, it would be.
Do you like directing comedy?
I do, yeah. I mean, I love comedy. I mean, I love being part of it. I mean, I think sometimes you always love the stuff that you feel like you can't do.
Right.
Like you can understand it and you get it and you can appreciate it, but you couldn't do it.
They say when actors meet like athletes, like when Kareem would meet Nicholson, like all Kareem wanted to talk about was acting, and all Nicholson wanted to talk about was basketball.
I believe that to be true because especially I think for people that are, if you're naturally good at something, it doesn't seem probably, I don't know, especially athletes. I mean, I guess athletes have to be sort of naturally good at something to be professional. They're probably like bored with oh yeah, I know, I'm super fast.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
But you're funny.
yeah.
Look what you do.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do on downtime? Like you're a really busy guy. What do you?
I don't know. I don't have any downtime. That's the
Really?
thing, trying to do all these projects. My last downtime was I finally had a break and I ended up doing Tom's thing.
See, so you're working anyway.
Yeah, so
you don't just hang around, maybe glue together a model.
It's really funny. I
Catch
have
up on a box set of a TV show.
I feel like I you know how it is. It's like the opportunity comes up and you're like, okay, I'll do it. And next thing you know, you're like, oh crap, that's this week, isn't it?
Yeah, that's drive, man. Holy shit. Yeah, you're always busy. You're always fucking doing shit.
Well,
God,
I think
sometimes
it's I think you get this paranoid fear. I mean, I think this business breeds it because you work so hard to get someplace that when it's happening, you feel like if you start saying no to stuff. Remember that last time I said no 9 months ago and no one ever asked the question since then? Or something, yeah.
Yeah,
You feel lucky to be getting the work, or lucky to be doing and creating and just continuing to do so.
Yeah, I mean, because there's no guarantee. That's the one thing with this type of job. You know, weird way to put it, but there's no guarantee. You know, there's no guarantee that it's going to keep going. I mean, it probably will after a certain point. You can feel kind of comfortable, but you know,
no coasting.
That's why. You know, I mean, I always take the point of view that, especially in the rock business, that's why most people seem like they end up broke. They kind of live their lives like, this is never going to end. And I would always live it sort of from the point of view of like, I don't know why this is happening, but it's probably going to be over soon. So I better be smart about this.
Yeah, sock the money away and be
He's got a lot more money in the bank then.
Yeah, it's smart.
That's a good way to live.
Because too many guys blow through everything they make, and it's like then they're fucking 50 or 60 years old, they got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, because it's tough because you see it, and I've seen it so much, and it's sad because with most things, especially in music, it seems like you have this sounds so cheesy to say, but there's like that peak earning time period where like it's hitting, say like when CDs were big, and you could literally make so much money, but now that's gone. That revenue stream's okay. So you're not making money off CDs, and now you're back to playing clubs and this and that. And suddenly it's like, how am I going to build back that fortune I wasted?
I tap dance at the end, fucking selling merchandise and signings, which you can't do when you're in an arena. When you're in a small theater or comedy club, I'll talk to everybody on the way.
And you know
out.
who brought that up recently? It was David Lee Roth in here.
About
where it all went away.
All right,
and he was playing. He said he got used to playing state fairs. David Lee Roth, Van Halen. Holy fuck, they were playing to the world for so many years.
But it seems like there's a comeback if guys hang around long enough and they're good. There's like a lot of times those valleys, but a lot of times people start to crave it again.
Long valley though.
Yeah, I have a theory. My theory is that when you're in your sort of like late 30s to mid 40s, that's the bad time. Because like when you're young and new, it's like everyone's excited. Then you're kind of like, yeah, you've been kicking around. We're used to you. Whatever.
Right.
But then if you get a little bit past that, if you can survive that, then you're like, suddenly you're legendary.
Hey, he's a legend.
The legend has arrived. But it's that middle ground where you're just sort of the kind of old guy we're sick of.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Sure hope we're legends, Ant.
Yeah. Well, you see it with everybody. There was a, like say, like an Ozzy or anybody. Like, there seems like that mid-40s time period where people like kind of take the person for granted, then suddenly it's like they rise up to this whole other giant level. And all music, it's it's crazy.
You know what Ozzy did that was smart? I mean, it was the fact that he always embraced really good young bands. Like, he took Metallica out when they were fucking on fire, Motley Crue, you got... Like, he never shied away from young, hot talent.
No,
so
he
they all
always
owed him
stayed
something.
youthful.
Yeah.
Like, his band... the guys in his band and the whole way he would surround himself, it never seemed like he was like some guy that started in the late 60s.
Right.
No, it seemed very current, whereas a lot of his contemporaries seem like just...
Everyone they're playing with has like
So
gray
old.
short hair,
gone,
fucking jazz drummer. You're like, well,
But then again, it kind of goes along with what we said. I mean, you watch some bands and, it was like, I was watching this thing, it was like, I don't know what it was like a Gibson guitar concert, and it was all these guitar players, and Ron Wood came out. Ron Wood was probably the oldest guy on stage, but he's thin, he looks great, he's dressed super cool, and I'm like, fuck, he looks he looks old, but he looks like fucking badass Ron Wood old. And then the other guys that came out, and I don't want to say they're there, but they're like, they got fat, they're wearing shorts, sandals, a Hawaiian shirt. You go, this guy used to be fucking badass, look at him. But then Ron Wood proves that it doesn't matter.
Right.
He's still amazing, but then the other guy looks like your dad's like, hey, I got a band on the weekend. Come see us jam.
Oh my God.
yeah, I guess
That's weird.
I guess the Stones fucking have managed to look just good through all this time.
Always.
They're incredible.
I want to ask you about Broad Street Bullies. I didn't know you were a hockey fan.
Yeah. That's the next project.
I'm excited about that.
Me too. That's a different one.
Where are we at with that?
Well, the script is finally finished. That was sort of a big project in itself, just because every script I've done has been a fictitious thing. You can just make up crazy stuff. But that was a lot of research. Digging that one out.
What type of angle are you taking on that?
Well, I mean, it's really it starts with the formation of the Flyers, because just the formation of the team as one of the first expansion teams is a crazy story, up to when they win the Stanley Cup in '74.
Right on, man.
And that was
a crazy group of guys.
It's a crazy story too. There's just so much
They were nuts.
stuff that just seems fake. It seems like I just made it up.
I think that's going to do really well.
I've never heard of them. I'm not a big hockey guy, so I'd be interested to see that.
That was the nickname of the team in the 70s, leading up to the Stanley Cup.
Were they brawlers?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, they basically what it was
a
one day,
nightmare.
Ed Snyder, who owned the team, the Flyers were a new team, and they were just getting brutalized, like literally brutalized by other teams on the ice, because they just had, like, as he put it, a bunch of little French guys out there on the ice, and he's like, I don't care if we're the best skaters or shooters. I want to build the toughest team that ever played hockey, and that's essentially what they set out to do. And
they accomplished it.
They just
Oh, fuck.
I mean, there was something
Goon it up out there.
The Philly flu. They would always talk about where players from other teams would suddenly get the flu when they went to
wouldn't
Philly
want to
because
play.
they didn't want to play them.
They didn't want to get their teeth knocked out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They fought every fucking game.
How good were they? Oh, and then they won the Stanley Cup.
No, Rob makes a great point. They ended up being a really good team, but it was an expansion team, so you're just trying to throw whoever you could find together.
So you found that writing this at least was a lot different because you had to stick to a certain amount of facts.
Well, yeah, I wanted it to be truthful and I wanted it to be very detailed. But I mean, if you with a movie like this, is most of the information is just the facts of the games and stuff. But trying to just dig out the information on the team, but it's cool. It's there.
Did you have access to the players? Did you talk to them?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I went to Philly and was hanging out with the players. But it's funny because they won the Cup like '74, so it's like almost 40 years ago.
Jeez.
And most of the team was still at the game, and it's like like Bernie Parent was there, and Joe Watson and Gary Dornhofer. I mean, it's like there's still legendary guys in that building 40 years later. It's like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Have you shot a timepiece yet? Like where you have to have everything? Like for there, every car and every shot better be 1974 or earlier.
Yeah, I did. My second movie, Devil's Rejects, was set in '77, I think.
Was there any mistakes with consistency you look back at? Like, oh fuck, I didn't realize there was an iPhone on the table in that
I
shot.
don't think so. I didn't. I think it's correct.
I'm always amazed.
But there are guys out there that'll look for that.
There might be something better.
Those picky Pete's.
But I'm fascinated with like the set designers and stuff that pull this off, and everything just looks organic. I'm like, you know how hard that is in this day and age to get a whole block to look like it's 1975.
I know it gets harder and harder too as time goes on because luckily some of these neighborhoods, like even if you go down Lower East Side, change out the cars, it looks like it's 60, right? The buildings, nothing's changed.
I actually saw one on the Upper East Side recently. Half a block looked like it was right out of the fucking 70s, and then literally right out of the camera was brand new cars and people dressed like today. Really strange.
And you drive sometimes and think, what would I have not seen 20 years ago? Like, certain digital signs. And then you'll get like a little stretch where you're like, this all looks like it did when I was younger. But then you'll just hit like this sign for iPhone or iPad. And it's
to fuck up something.
Yeah, or some kind of a...
digitally remove it.
Oh, you can.
That's what they do mostly now. Yeah.
Well, we got a meeting to go to, unfortunately. The final question. Where's I know you're early on, but when is that movie coming out? Broad Street.
I don't know. I mean, I get a lot of touring now, so we'll probably start shooting it late in the year.
So it's still a ways
away. It's a ways away. Yeah, it's a big project. So
yeah, obviously. Okay.
And we got. Let's promote properly. Rob is promoting The Lords of Salem. It opens. It's in limited release April 19th, which is this Friday. Yes. And the new CD is called Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor. Fucking fantastic name. And it's out April 23rd. Of course, all the real fans have pre-ordered it. The Pretenders have not.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
Yeah. Sam's like
Fairweather fans. Just wait till it comes out.
Yeah. My friend makes a copy. RobZombie.com and of course RW Zombie.
Where do you even go
Twitter.
if you want to buy one?
What's that?
I want to go buy one. Where would I even go?
Dude, I drove by where Tower Records used to be
so
down
sad,
on 3rd
right?
Street. They're all gone.
Yeah. I still love Tower
Everything's
Records.
gone.
But I kind of like the digital age too, though. Like I like the fact that I can think of a song, and just because we were talking about that Beach Boys song you like, and I could just fucking get it on my phone.
No, we get the convenience, but just going through a record bin used to be kind of cool, Newbury Comics on Newbury Street.
Yeah.
You could do it there still. But they're one of the last places.
The convenience is cool because of that reason.
Yeah.
But the other thing is cool just because sometimes I like that experience of like, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Right.
But on iTunes, you kind of have to know what you're looking for. You can't shuffle through and go, wow, what's this? This is badass.
Then all of a sudden you find a surprise, like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What's the smell of a CD booklet? What's better than the smell of a CD booklet?
Pussy?
Yeah,
all right,
that's a good one.
That's true. CD booklet comes in 40.
Pizza? I don't know, a lot of things.
Exactly. Fair enough.
That banana, that coffee.
All right, well, CD booklet comes after Melba Toast and before Rot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hey, Jimmy, you're going to be in Baltimore, too.
I'm at Magoobies Friday, Saturday. I got 4 shows.
Magoobies?
Yeah.
I just wanted
be
to say
prouder
that
to say that.
In front of Rob Zombie.
Yeah, Magoobies fucking joke house. I'll be there fucking prostituting myself.
Well, I feel your pain because all the arenas now have names like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's literally one we play. It's called the 1-800-ASK-GARY Arena.
Jesus. That could be the worst name ever.
Yeah. Or the
especially
something
for us.
dental clinic.
You can ask them.
Yeah.
Why? No one
Most
wants
of them
to
are
fucking
the Verizon wireless.
Yeah, or the Capital One building.
Yeah, it's all.
But that's all right.
Cool
You could deal with that in a weird way.
Madison
Meadowlands
Square
was cool.
Garden or fucking
I know,
Meadowlands.
they used to have
or
great names.
shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
When
let's get
Madison
Rob
Square
out of
Garden
here.
becomes the Lipitor Center. Or something.
Eventually, that
Eventually
and
will.
Yankee Stadium are like the 2 holdouts, but or Texas Stadium, I think, for the Cowboys.
Yeah, there's not many.
But they're offering way too much money to change the names.
How do you say no to
How do
Citi
you say
Field?
no?
Fucking $80 million, whatever they paid?
I think it was.
I just made that figure up.
Oh, good one.
It's probably a lot higher if you want to really get into it.
All right,
Rob
we're
Zombie,
done for the
thank you.
day.
Everyone.
See y'all.
Thanks, Rob.
See you tomorrow.